So can you take us back to like, okay, where technically are you from? Because I was just listening to a phone call with you and Bosco yelling at each other, arguing about where you're from and everything. Man, so let's clarify specifically.
That's crazy. You know, it's crazy. So man, Bosco, man, I met Bosco, man, when I was young, bro. Like I was probably like, I had to be anywhere from like 10 to 13, bro. Like literally like young, like middle school. And, you know, I used to stay in Inglewood. I lived in Inglewood, which in general, you know, was Inglewood Avenue and Regent Street. That's in the Queen Street. So I grew up. I wouldn't say grew up, but I lived over there for probably like 2-3 years, bro. And my dad was actually dating my little brother and sister mom at the time. And, you know, my mom and dad kind of like, you know, separated. And what I do, you know, I tried to go live with my mom for a year or two. She moved to Atlanta, and her and my sister moved to Atlanta. So I go out there and try to do the sports, you know, with my mom, and it just really didn't pan off. So I'm like, I got to get back to LA with Pops. So by this time, Pops moved in with my little brother and sister, mom, and they was right there on the corner of Inglewood Avenue and Regent Street, bro. And I lived over there for like 2 years, bro. So like, my mom and Pops was from the East Coast. They don't know nothing about gang banging. They don't know nothing about no street shit. Like, it's hoods everywhere, right? But like in Pittsburgh, they ain't gang banging. They street different. So when I came out here, Pops was like, look, my Pops was a fool, bro. Rest in peace, my Pops. He passed away in 2009.
We remember every year story,
but Pops,
remember.
when I tell you, look, Adam, my Pops, he was like one of them. He carried his gun everywhere, and you know, Cali, you can't carry. So I'm telling you, like, Pops was turned up, like. But we used to come in and out of the house, and you know, he used to see the dudes out there hanging out. You know, the Bloods was the Queen Streets around that time. And I don't know if you know Donut. You know Big Donut from Queen Street? That's the homie, Big Donut with the green eyes. Yeah. That's the homie. He from Queen Street.
You came across him.
Yeah, you had to meet him before.
Like, he's been up here with
Donut sounds very familiar.
Yeah, but he a solid dude. But
matter of fact, he was here with somebody. But
yeah, you know him. You'll do your homework on him later on. But I'm telling you the story just because, you know, that little situation with me in Boston, that shit really had me hot, bro. So I'm breaking down a story because it's my opportunity to. I never really spoke about it publicly because during the time the homies was like, you know, I was ready to turn up with bro, and the homies like, bro, don't do that. You on a way bigger scale, like don't scoop down to his level. But now I'm able to really explain it. So I'm telling you, like Donut at the time was the big homie from Queen Street around the time, and my Pops used to be like, cause you know I was very active, taking me to sports. I was hanging out in the streets, and he knew, like, you know, growing up in LA, you like, if you gonna do anything, you gonna gangbang, cause you come home from school, you in the streets, this what happens. So Pops, I remember Pops had his gun. He coming home one day, if y'all let my son be from y'all hood, I'ma kill all y'all. If I'm lying, I'm flying. You can ask Big Donut. He was like, if y'all let my son be from this hood, I'ma kill all y'all. Pops didn't. He didn't gangbang. He was not a gang. He wasn't. He was tough, but he didn't gangbang. And I'm telling you, this one dude, he ain't have a group of dudes. Yeah. He just tell him like, if y'all let my son get put on a gangbang, then I'm killing all y'all.
But you gotta respect fatherhood at its rarest form.
We ain't have it.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Different.
Even the outside didn't take that as a threat. They knew that Pops was standing on business.
We not with him.
Yeah, like let him go ahead and do his thing because we don't want to deal with his crazy ass daddy.
Man,
he ain't gonna be able to hang out. That's how my dad was. Like I was hanging out like at 11, 12, and my dad knew, so he'd drop me off and let me go pull up in the West Boulevards on the block.
Right.
And come skirt down in the Tahoe, like get in the car. Like you was coming over here. I'm like, man, I was just coming to get.
You know, we accustomed to with the homies in it. Like when you young, you look up to certain. That's what you accustomed to. But you know, Pops really wasn't having that. Bro, and to go back to answer your question though, like Bosco was trolling on some shit because like one day it was on some shit where they did try to put me on. I wasn't allowing that to happen. I got up out of there. Like y'all trying to put me on and make me be from over here. Like I'm not on that, bro. I'm playing sports. I'm doing my thing. I get up out of there. So he tried to say like I got in a fight and I ran from somebody. It wasn't even on. It was like some petty ass shit. Like, oh yeah, he ran from this and that. He from Queen Street. Like, for one, I'm not from Queen Street, and for two, they tried to put me on. I got up out there. I wasn't going for that.
That's not running from a fade if you don't want to be from
a gang, right?
So could I like go back just a little bit? So before 10, was it the Lamert Park Crenshaw district?
So that's what I'm finna get to. So before 10. We was in West LA. We was off of like Los Angeles and
Swiddle and all them.
Like right over by Los Angeles and Wilshire, like just West LA, bro. Like I lived over there, and then like I said, Miles and Pops separated.
Yeah.
Went to Atlanta, came back, stayed in Inglewood for like 2-3 years. Pops moved from there. The situation got rough with my little brother and sister. Mom, we moved from there, and then that's when we moved to Lamert Park. Yeah. So I moved to Lamert Park probably like around like sixth grade. So that's when I stayed right there on 42nd and Norton. So that's when kind of like my whole introduction to like growing up in the 40s and being South Central Leimert Park, like that was really more home because I stayed over there more and it was like I adapted and gravitated to that area more. Like people really took me up under their wing, you know, certain homies in the area, they was like, oh, you play ball, like stay on your ball. Like I ain't never not have a dude be like, oh yeah, here, take this gun or go do this because they knew I was playing ball. Like you really got certain big homies that look out for kids. Like a lot of certain dudes, they steer these kids in the wrong directions. But around the time I moved to Leimert Park, I already had good dudes around me because they seen I was a real baller. And they're like, nigga, stay away from go ball. But I still grew up in the 40s and that's where I was raised, you know what I'm saying? So that's when people ask me where I'm from and where I was raised, I come out of the 40s, you know what I'm saying? Leimert Park, baby.
And it sounds crazy, but moving from Inglewood to Leimert Park is moving up in life because people think Inglewood is nice, but the Queen Street right there, that's grimy right there.
Every
like
night I went to sleep. Every night I went to sleep, bro. I swear to God, it was a couch and there was a window, and I slept on the couch. It was a 1-bedroom. I slept on the couch every night. But I used to hear gunshots every night. I'm on the window. When I tell you I hit the floor damn near every night, cause I'm hitting nigga heart beating.
That's
on the floor, nigga. I'm duck, nigga. What? It was sick over there, bro. So. You know, like I said, I did hang around, and you know what I'm saying? I was cool with certain dudes from that area over there, but I never like once claimed it. I never like once got put on. It was just I hung out in that neighborhood because that's where I was from. As a kid, where you live at, that's what you're gonna adapt to, bro. That's how we grow up.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's funny because it's like if you become famous and successful, and they gonna
take the credit.
If they know anything about you from back in the day, even if it's like nothing, it's just that's something to make content out of. And I got love for Bosco, but he is so the dude that's like gonna just have to hammer away on that and turn it into a punchline or something.
Man, it was real situations that didn't happen, you know, that I really would never get into. But like he know what's up with me, and I don't really play with the internet, bro, because I know a lot of people like think shit cool on the internet, but like. People get hurt, you know what I'm saying? And that, like, you can't be playing out here. You can't be trolling people because everybody ain't playing, you know what I'm saying? Like, my name and, like, our names is all we got. So, as far as every step of the way I walk, bro, I'm going to always be clean cut. I ain't going to never have no smut on my name. Nigga can't never say I'm a buster. I'm a square, nigga. I never turn down the, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, because I come in with respect, bro, and I leave out the same way, bro. So as long as you don't disrespect me, bro, I don't got no problem. I don't care where you from or what you do, bro. It don't bother me.
It's crazy because one of our mutual friends, he had to remind me when the first time that I came across, because I thought it was like in Berkeley, because you was going to school over there, and Gus was always in. We'll talk about him later, whoever introduced you, but Gus was always in jail, so I didn't meet you through none of them. Yeah. But we was at a function, maybe Patriotic Hall, it might have been something like that.
You talking about ways up in the Bay?
You talking about no, down here. Here. It was in high school, right when you had moved to the neighborhood from Inglewood, because mind you, our mutual friend lived in Inglewood. You know who it is.
Exactly.
It is. So he like, we about to get to tripping with the Inglewood.
Right.
And no, you pulled up with the homies. And
that I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bro, let me. I'm gonna go holler at my bro real quick.
It was you talking about the after hour spot. Yeah, it was like some after hour spot.
Yeah, bro, and our mutual friend like, oh no, he over here now. So that's how the Inglewood. He didn't never say that you was from over there, but
they just remember me like, oh, he did say that though. They did see me that night. They was like, oh, he supposed to be from over here, and that's when they was like, no, like he with us.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the. Yeah, so and they remind me about that night. I'm like, oh yeah, that's crazy, because I'm thinking this when Clip and them moved up there.
Bro.
So you're saying you're from the 40s, but you never really got into the whole.
No, I never really had to get into no gangbang, bro. Like I say, like just growing up, bro. That like, I'm gonna say this again, just be clear. Like wherever you raised at, being from LA, bro, it's either you gonna be around the area and hang out and be one of them dudes they always mess with, or you gonna be one of them dudes that they just cool with. You know what I'm saying? So I was the one they was cool with. Like I never was the one where it's like I'm gonna be living in this area and I ain't gonna be cool with them. Cause guess what? That's gonna happen. You either gonna get beat up, they gonna bully you, they gonna mark you out. You feel what I'm saying? And for me, it was just like I'd rather hang out with the homies, be cool with the homies, have a relationship with the homies, and not have to be on no buster.
And it's like if I went to school over here and these is my friends, that's where I was living at the time. These my friends. Like I never joined no gang. Listen, my dad lived in the jungles. So my grandma lived in West Boulevard. My mom always lived around Slauson area. Like we always was less than 4 minutes from the hood. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I got a whole lot of friends. You know, Dorsey, you know my whole clique
bro,
is the Dorsey clique. You know that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I grew up, I played Pop Warner football in Inglewood my whole career, being from young. When I say my whole career, young, from like 9 years old, bro, to like until I went to high school, bro. I played in Inglewood, and the parks we played in is, you can call them enemy hoods or you can call them the blood, whatever you want to call them. Like me being young. And me being now where I'm at, I would never go do that same shit in that way.
My daughter was
Niggas
just
not going to Darby Park. Are you familiar with Darby Park?
No.
I grew up playing at Darby Park,
That's
bro.
where Munchie be in there from.
Okay.
That's right there by the SoFi Stadium, bro.
Yeah.
But as a kid, all our coaches was like Crips and like, you know, from schoolyards, neighborhoods. Like all our coaches was coaching us at a blood park. Like the park we grew up in was a blood park.
And you just weren't even thinking of it like that, or just didn't care?
It ain't even. You're right. So we wasn't thinking about it like that. But at the end of the day, we knew that like we was around Crips. We hung out with Crips. You know what I'm saying? And it was Bloods around too. Cause LA, you going like I got cousins, friends as Bloods. Like it's not really like what people make it out to be. Like just cause you a Blood or you from a certain hood, like don't mean we can't be cool. Now certain hoods, depending on what the politics and you know what's going on, yeah, you can't be cool. But like as a young kid, we not thinking about being at Darby Park and being young kids, because back in the day it was different than how it is now. Like now me going over to Darby Park and hanging out like it's cool would never be cool. Yeah. But back then as a kid, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah,